Lesson 68, Boat Song, Korean Folk Song. So now we're going to play really just a really beautiful piece that I found in a book of Korean traditional folk songs. And it's basically going to take us to the G string, D string, and A string. There are a bunch of pinkies. And I'm going to play through, then we're going to talk about some of the things and challenges here that you have to do, and then we'll play through again. Now that you know what you need to look for, hopefully you will be able to notice them. So first, we're going to play. Now we have a flowing speed, and now we have a metronome marking. It says quarter note should be equal to 132. So the 132 refers to beats per minute. So if you have a metronome, so I like to use the Seiko SQ50. I will put a link below. And also you can find this on Violin Explained website. But this is very old school, and it just has a very simple dial and on and off. And it also gives you a click, a red dot at the top. And the reason I like to use this very school analog clock and not like a phone or an app is that I push a button and it goes. And it's very easy to change the tempo, where if you're like using a phone, especially if you use like a Bluetooth speaker, it just gets complicated and you kind of end up wasting a bunch of time. So just having something simple and mechanical where you just push a button and you play is really nice for practice. So 132 means 132 beats per minute. So that is our tempo. Alrighty, so we're going to play through, and then we will discuss what makes this challenging, and then we'll play through again. 1, 2. Isn't that beautiful? So there's a bunch of things here that we are combining from what we already learned that makes this really, really cool. So the time signature of this piece is 3/4, right? And remember that music represents stuff, but the title of this piece is Boat Song. So when you're in a boat, if you've ever been in the boat, you'll notice that it kind of swings and sways a lot, right? So a boat, we're not on the ground, water is always moving. So the time signature of 3/4 is actually very appropriate to this because it has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's literally an odd number, so that 1, 2, 3 fits perfectly with the idea that this is about being in a boat and it rocks. So that's the first thing, that the time signature is very purposeful here, and it's very masterfully used. So it's in 3/4. You notice how there was a lot of bows that were short up bows, but I lifted. So I was at the tip and then did a short bow and I quickly went back to the frog, right? So if you're in a boat song, and perhaps that you're a fisher, for me, this just evokes like throwing nets in the water, like you throw the net in the water, or you throw like a fishing reel. So the idea of the up bows, I think, reinforces the just being off balance, being in a boat, being on the ocean, and that maybe like you're fishing, or maybe you're throwing nets in the water and you're trying to, maybe like, if you're a fisherman, you're trying to just either catch for the market or for home for dinner. So that's kind of the big thing. There's slurs here. There's slurs on quarter notes and eighth notes, so you have to be mindful of your bow speed and where you are. You notice how sometimes I use open strings and sometimes I use pinkies. So again, the rule for fingering is if the notes go up or come down, you can use open strings, but if the note before and after are on the same string, then you really should use a pinky. So when, for example, I have a 3 fingers on the D string, then I have an A, and then I have that same 3 fingers on D again, I wouldn't want to cross open strings to play 3 on D, open A, 3 on D. It's much better to use pinky, and it also will make the phrasing of your playing a lot smoother. So we're going to play through again. I'm going to do a tempo check and just look how my up bows, how I gently lift and then I lift up in the air. So it's literally up, Maybe I use a third of the bow, and then the rest I just lift and I very quickly go back to frog. Right? So that's the idea. And the 3/4, all of these lifts, and again, is to make you feel like you're on a boat, you're in the ocean, and the boat is rocking. So very masterfully written. Right? And also you'll notice there's ties here, right? There's ties for these long notes. The only way we can make a note that is 5 beats long is we have to tie 3 and 2 notes beats wise together. So there's a lot of ties here. All right? One more time, tempo check. 1, 2, 3. You notice how at the end I slowed down a little bit, even though it wasn't written in the music. Slowing down very often lets the audience know, hey, this piece is coming to an end, be ready. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.